a year and a half ago. And she thought for a while and said, "Oh, you mean the institute where the workshop has been converted to the main building?" That's how she remembered it. She sends her good wishes, best wishes to the director and all of you for having brought into being an excellent institute, and wish you a great future. I want to share a few things from my experience, but before I do that, I want to read a small story to you. Story is not very relevant, but I think it will balloon. I promised a friend I would meet him in an hour, and an hour ago, and I'm lost. I don't know where I am. So the man below replied, "You are in a hot air balloon, hovering approximately 30 feet above ground. You are between 40 and 41 degrees north latitude, and between 59 and 60 degrees west longitude." So this woman says, "You must be an engineer." A few people. So the man said, "Yes, I am, but how did you know?" So the woman in the balloon answered, "Everything you told me is technically correct, but I have no idea what to make of your information. And the fact is, I am still lost. Frankly, you have not been of much help at all. If anything, you have delayed my trip even more." So to that, this man responded saying, "You must be in management," to the lady in the balloon. She said, "Yes, I am." And she asked, "How did you find out? How do you know?" The man goes on to say, "You don't know where you are or where you're going. You have risen to where you are due to a large quantity of hot air. You made a promise which you have no idea how to keep, and you expect people beneath you to solve your problem." If you can loosen up young people, the attention span goes up by about 10%. I want to talk to you from my own experience, what I learned the hard way, and what I feel the urge to share with you, and what I wish someone had told me when I was like you, about 24, 25, at the stage in which you are in your lives now. It's something that's been varying, even though the world around us is changing. It may be a little repetitive. You might have heard this in other contexts. Others might have told you, but I think it's worth bearing repetition. And that too in a day like this, Foundation Day, when you're going to have lots of fun afterwards. So first thing, I think mind, and increasingly lifestyle problems are becoming more acute. And this is something that you cannot do later. You'll have to do it from now. And so I would say self-care, or care of oneself. Moderation, balance of work and leisure, pursuit of deep interest that you have. Discover for yourself what moves and motivates you. And don't postpone to getting to that after you have made your riches and so on. Time management, time planning, setting some priorities and not neglecting in the process of setting priority something that you will need later in your life. Pursue your interest with vigor, deep passion, but don't adopt a mercenary attitude to your work or your success. Do things for the joy of doing them, and not so much in preference to success. Keep personal needs simple, keep learning. We all need technology, so be a good user of technology. There's a lot that you can learn by continuing to use new technology, playing with it, experiment with it, and so on. In fact, children are very good at that, and I think you need to have this childlike attitude. The second care, I think, is care for your society.